Good morning. So, I have a confession. I have been holding a secret in for years. And not out of malice or out of anything untoward, but because I wasn't ready to really share it with anyone. And I mean anyone. Because I was always taught that to be an author, you needed to be a wordsmith, you needed to be really good in school at reading and stuff like that. And I was far from it. I had problems with reading when I was younger, and it was only picked up when I was like 9-10 years old, which is quite sad because I must have mastered it really well. I mean, really, I must have really mastered it well. But the reason I found writing is due to a friend of mine a few years ago. She did like a right to release traumas and stuff, and I decided, oh yeah, I'm going to give it a go. I thought, yeah, I'm going to give it a go, support her, thinking that I'm only doing it to support her. And it turned out it was a life-changing thing for me because it started to undo the things that were stuck in my subconscious, the things that were deep within my core that I didn't even realize were there. It helped me start the healing process, which is amazing. And at the same time, I was offered a chance to be part of a book of many different women coming together to write a chapter on some of their story. And I thought, oh, I'll do that. Why not? But I did it because I was kind of in a place that I thought, oh, I'll just write what I want to write and that's it. But it didn't turn out to be the thing that I thought it could be. Yes, some amazing stories, but it just felt soulless. It did to me. And when I look back at it now, I just think, oh, yeah, it gave a tiny snippet, but it didn't give the proper context. So, yeah, I wish I hadn't have done it. But a learning curve, all in all, a learning curve. But this is many years ago now. And then since then, I've written some stuff. I've done a lot of mindfulness workbooks and journals for people. So in that sense, I've been at the forefront with that, but not with fiction writing. But the one thing about my writing is it all comes from places of healing, of trauma, of things in my life that I've maybe been around or seen or lived. So I've created fiction to change the narrative inside my subconscious so I can release it and let it go and not let it sink even further into my core. So over the years, I've written different types of fiction, and I've started one book, and then I've stopped, and I've picked up another one, and I've started another one, and I've gone back to the original book. And this has been the process for years. And it's only the last maybe 6 months that I decided, right, it's that time again. It's that time to carry on that healing process, because I know how much it's helped me. And being a mindfulness master practitioner and psychosex therapist, I've always found ways to heal, and writing has been another part of this. Now, I'm not saying I'm an author, because I don't like that word, an author. And I think maybe it's because I find it very cold and very old-fashioned, in the sense of, if you're an author, all this stuff comes with it, this stress of negative patterns a lot of the time. But being a storyteller, being a bard, that's more my thing. And it makes me think, yeah, I can write stories based on what I want to write, not what some publishing house wants to write, but what my core wants to write and live and heal and become the storyteller of maybe a dark part of my life that I wanted to change in a way so it doesn't control my inner being. Now, all of my writings all revolve around mindset, resilience, some fantasy thrown in, strong women empowering themselves, finding a sisterhood. All these things are what I love to write about, what I love to feel and explore, because I know how many of us women feel kind of lost sometimes, even if it's not due to trauma, but maybe due to society labels and societal labels, should I say, and forgetting who we are at our core and having to find that balance again. Wanting to find that balance, but not knowing where to start. So this is where I have become the not-so-secret storyteller. That is who I am, alongside my mindfulness and my psychosex therapy, because I believe in mindset and sensuality and aligning with your true self as a woman. And today is the first time I've actually told my husband that I've been writing for all these years. And it's not because I didn't trust him, but because it was my journey to do. And he's a wordsmith. He is amazing at, literature and grammar, and he's just like fantastic. And maybe it was a fear of, oh my God, he's going to say this is crap. But you know what? Everyone has different things that they look at and think is good and not good. But the one thing about my husband is he will support me 110%. He's my rock. But sometimes you've got to be have that little thing just to yourself until you're ready for it to bloom. And I'm ready for it to bloom. I'm ready for it to get out there and maybe help some other women along the way. So yeah, the not-so-secret storyteller. Sorry, it's a bit of a tongue twister this morning for some reason. It usually rolls off my tongue, but this morning it's kind of like blah, 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 blah. But anyway, I digress. So, not only am I going to be putting these books out there, but I'm also going to be creating a private group for women to be part of the not-so-secret storytelling group. For them to be able to heal through mindset, writing, and psychosex therapy, which is embracing this sensuality. So if you'd like to know more, let me know. Send me a message. I'm wishing you the most wonderful day. Today I feel so alive and so... yeah, it's exciting. I'm so excited. Have a great day, guys. Much love. Bye.